I'm telling you. So if you're looking to close 5 deals on the MLS and you want a step-by-step breakdown, a complete MLS wholesaling course, this is going to be the tutorial, video, webinar, seminar, replay, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be the complete breakdown for it. And so if you were pretending like you spent $2,000 to go learn this thing, and most people charge thousands of dollars to learn how to wholesale in the MLS, which I think is crazy. Nice. But we're just going to show you to do it for free, guys. We wholesale in the MLS. We're not the biggest MLS wholesale in the country. I'll tell you that starting out. But we do deals on the MLS, and we want to show you exactly how to do it the right way. Now, I'll tell you that we're probably top 1% of wholesalers out there in the game. And so we've seen it a thing or two, so we know exactly what to do. And so
let's do it.
Without further ado, let's break it down, and let's get into the first part, which is how to find on-market wholesaling real estate deals. Yeah, I know you give a lot of complaints to on-market properties a lot, but you do wholesale on the MLS. So I think it is a strategy that we should tell you it is a tool to have. And without MLS wholesaling, there would be still a lot less deals out there. So I would tell you about 80% of all deals are off-market. And I'm not here to tell you how to do off-market wholesaling. If you want to do that, go to freewholesaling.com. But guys, there are, in your own market, hundreds of thousands of dollars of wholesaling deals to be done in on-market real estate in your own specific market. You can't deny it. And as somebody, as you know, it's out there, right? And so you just got to know how to do it the right way.
Got to learn how to play the game. It is a different type of game, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So it's going to be a little bit different talk than we normally do. And now, when we get into it, just let you know, it seems really easy up front because you have an offer price, you have pictures, you have a property, you have a property's, you have the seller's contact phone number for their agent, and it sounds perfect. And that's why you see so many course sales on that. But we're going to show you from head to toe, both sides of it, and you can make a decision if you want to add this to your
yeah, and I think you guys should. I really think if this is something you want to give a look at too, I know we talk about it like on other live streams, like just don't do the on-market thing. For most people, I tell them not to do it because it's a grind. It's actually a little different than off-market, because off-market you can kind of do a little less work. A lot of people look at on-market and they think it's easy peasy, but it's a lot different. So we're not here to bash on-market wholesaling. We are here just to tell you how to do it the right way. I think so many wholesalers, they do it, they fail, or they lock up a deal and it's on market. And I always roll my eyes because 99% of the time when you guys lock up a deal that's off market or on the MLS, you guys do not follow what I explicitly say how to wholesale on market. Now, the people that do what we say and lock up a deal on market, they actually do well. The reason why I roll my eyes, why a lot of you guys lock up realtor deals, is because you don't follow what I say. It's like 90% of the listing price, and it's like, come on. And so we want to give a guide today of showing exactly how I wholesale on the MLS. There's actually 2 strategies I do on it, and it works really well. These are the options people spend a lot of money to learn that we give for free because we actually do this business. So let's break it down. Let's get it going. The first thing you got to understand here is MLS wholesaling and wholesaling houses on the MLS. It is a grind. It is not a shortcut. Let me say it one more time. Wholesaling on the MLS is a grind and not a shortcut. The reason why most people, saying this in the nicest way possible, they want to wholesale on market. You probably click this video because they think it's, okay, I click 4 buttons. I look at the listing online. I give an offer. It's always accepted and there's no problems at all. And it's just really easy peasy. And I get all these deals, right? And I make 40, 50 grand, right? That's what people legit think. Oh, you know, 95% of all real estate transactions are done on market, not off market. You're missing it. There's for every 5 wholesale deals, there's 500 MLS deals. It's not like that. I will tell you that it is a grind, but I will tell you that it is worth it if you're someone who's willing to actually put in the grind. The issue is most people are not willing to put in the grind, and that is their main issue. I mean, it's not a shortcut. It's the same thing as wholesaling off market when it comes to that grind, right?
That you really have to commit to it. It is not like, let me pepper a few contracts and see if it sticks. You have to run it like a machine, because here's the reality. When you're looking for on-market properties, you're actually looking for the same thing in off-market properties, but sometimes they wind up getting convinced through a realtor or whoever, maybe it's the husband or the wife, to put it on the market to see if they can get an offer. Well, I will tell you this. The one thing about the market is it's cruel. It's mean.
Yeah.
And it does not hide like flaws. So if the property has challenges, it can't get financing, it's going to sit. And so you're still looking for the same type of motivated sellers. And by the way, motivated sellers, sometimes they put properties on the market thinking they can hide the issues with inspections and realtors, everything like that. It rarely happens. The problem is you're somewhat trying to find that needle in a haystack. Now, it's a little bit bigger than a needle. I'm not going to say it's that small, but you have to be consistent. You have to turn it in a machine. And if you think you can write 10, 15 offers and find 2 or 3 deals, this won't work. So the biggest thing is you have to commit if you're going to do this. And remember, this is just a way to find more deals in your pipeline. I would never say this is the only way you do it unless you have a machine and a team to do that. So remember, you're still looking for the same thing, but a lot of it's hidden in the skies. And what we want to share with you today are the clues that will lead you to somewhat of a motivated seller on an MLS deal. And it's not what you typically think on off-market properties. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
And that's what we're going to share. So let's give you actually how to legit do it. And I'll tell you, I know a lot of wholesalers that actually do a lot of MLS wholesaling deals. They do literally, it's very similar to wholesaling or pre-foreclosure or like a regular door knocking. Like it's just a grind, right? Yeah. And the people that do it, they do it very well because they actually do things that the wholesaling influencers don't talk about. So I had the pleasure last night to go watch all these YouTube videos on how to wholesale on the MLS. All of them.
You're brave.
I watched all of them because that's what people do. And it cringes for me. I don't ever really watch any wholesaling YouTubers outside of us. Really, for the past 2 years, I haven't because it's just garbage info, in my opinion. Now,
it's just copy me, copy this, copy that.
But this isn't a video for that.
Yeah.
But I did watch the MLS wholesaling ones. And the issue is with all these wholesaling MLS videos, they all do the same thing. And I'm saying this and this is no ill will. This is no beef I'm trying to give with anyone.
It's just the truth.
I know they're all watching us, but it's like, okay, wholesaling MLS is the greatest thing in the world. You click 2 buttons. There's so many more deals. And this is the only thing you should be doing. All you do is you go to a deal, you offer a lowball price, and they always accept it. And that's what you do. And then everyone's like, wait, okay, I'm excited about this. Mm-hmm. How do I do it? Like what contract do I do? What's the script for talking? They're like, whoa. Yeah. Of course, this is the most amazing thing ever, but it's not fair to the people in my program for you to know what to say, how to say it, what states to do, what states not to do, how to give the offer, how much you can't do. So every single MLS wholesaling video I see on the internet is like, it gets you excited. And then when it comes time to actually saying what to do, shh, don't say a word. Or they say it like this. Just give the offer to the realtor. Like that's all they say. And the issue is there's always a program at the end of it that will give you the solution. So they create the problem, they create the excitement, then they sell you the solution at the end. That is the big issue I see. And so many wholesalers do that. And because they don't know what to do, they get stuck in this loop and they make a lot of wholesalers look bad on the MLS. When you're a true professional at wholesaling real estate and in the real estate business, you're legit. Like you make your offers the right way. You do not make bad offers. And most importantly, when you sign a contract, you know you can get that deal sold. Most wholesalers don't because these YouTube videos don't have it. And so that's what we're doing today. Guys, it is a grind. And so this is the opposite of every MLS wholesaling video you've probably watched. From the beginning, we say it's not going to be as easy and simple as it seems. First of all, that's the first thing that it's like, wait, this isn't like a regular MLS wholesaling video. And then the next part here, we're going to show you what to do, like scripts, how much to all the stuff that literally when I wrote out this video last night, and I was working with you on it, I said, let me include everything these videos don't include. Let me include everything that every question I had, let me include it. And that's what we're doing today. So, and we always gave it the way that we do wholesaling. So the first thing is the most important question is like, how do I give these offers on the MLS?
Scary.
It sounds scary, right? And I'm going to tell you one thing that is the most contradicting thing that you'll ever hear. There's a lot of people out here, and this isn't actually bad. There's softwares out here that show you how to wholesale in the MLS. They'll comp it. They'll show you what deals are opportunities and things like that. And I'll tell you, I thought that was actually a great idea for a software. I looked into it. I'm like, honestly, if I'm just going to wholesale on the MLS exclusively, it's probably a decent software.
Yeah.
But the issue is that software is fundamentally wrong on one key important thing. And this is the key important thing that a lot of wholesalers don't understand, that the listing price means nothing. When I tell you that the listing price means nothing. So a lot of wholesales on the MLS. And guys, we are taking our sweet time in this video. So sit back and get a notepad, because when I say I'm going to show you step by step how to wholesale on market, I'm showing you everything. I'm not leaving a stone unturned on this video, because I was so upset watching all those videos last night that I'm going to show you everything that they didn't show. First thing is, this. A lot of these wholesalers now, they'll go for the listing price and then they'll try to figure out what it's actually worth. And then from there, they're going to see if it's a good opportunity. I'm going to tell you straight up, like any wholesaling deal, we go in appointments where the seller wants 120 and we sign the contract for 50. It doesn't seem like an opportunity. What do you mean? It doesn't seem like an opportunity, like just straight up looking at it from a 100-yard view, but the seller's super motivated. So they're willing to take that discount. They could say whatever price they want, but when it actually comes down to a legit offer, they take a way deeper discount. And that's how MLS wholesaling works. The listing price is stupid.
Yeah. Most realtors overlist it. And sometimes it's not even the realtor. Sometimes it's the seller who, remember, the seller hires a realtor and they're ultimately in control. But what we're getting to is a lot of you guys base your offer on the list price. You actually have to disregard it. Why? Because you have no idea. And honestly, it really comes down to the people's motivation and the situation of the property, which is what you're truly hunting for in this. But sometimes they're like, well, they had it on the market for 220 and I offered 180 and they said they take 185. I think I got a great deal. Well, I always say, what's the property really worth? I don't know, but I got the discount. You're in big trouble if you operate from that. You have to do your own analysis on what the property is worth. You cannot trust what the realtor, what the homeowners, sometimes the homeowner, sometimes the realtors, and sometimes you guys make the same mistake on the FSBOs too. Once again, it's the same thing. I find sometimes FSBOs, they're even above what they do on MLS. So relying on that list price is a recipe for disaster. And listen, if they underbid it and they get a lot of bids on the property, that's one thing. But I'm telling you, do not rely on that number that's put on, because a lot of times we all know what realtors do. If it's worth 100, they put it on 129.9, and then they let you negotiate, and then you overpay $5,000 or $10,000 on the property. And so don't fall for it.
We had one deal that we didn't wholesale this one. This is a good example because this happened last month. That this was a deal we've been working on for 10 months. Huge. This is a massive Airbnb, and it was, I think, originally listed for probably around 700. Okay, and we gave an offer. And of course it was denied, of course, because it was a good property, right? Really, it's a really good Airbnb for us. We got to put a bunch of money into it, but like, it'd be insane cash flow for us. Like, we're talking like 20-25% like net after everything. And then that's on appreciation. And you remember this deal, you came up to me with it because you've been eyeing on the MLS. It's like, they're just saying no, but guess what we did? We just kept waiting. And it was a very unique property. Not many people can buy stuff like that all cash. And so what we did was we offered, I think, 500 for it, say no. And then we offered, and then they cut the price again. And then they kept cutting the price, and we kept waiting until we figured out that the person had a bunch of tenants in the property. This is a multifamily property. And now the tenant is starting to cause problems on the house. And we started learning that because we're getting some inside information, because we go to the property, we talk to people outside the realtor. We got connections. And then what happens is we get that inside information. It feels like insider trading, but it's not true. And so we talk to the property manager on one of the deals, and the guy told me that there was a roof leak on the property on an MLS deal. The property manager, just because we're sweet to him, he tells us inside information.
That was a bad roof leak. And
guess what? You would never tell him on the multifamily deal.
There was no pictures of it.
No pictures. It was a secret. And guess what happened? Now we get that inside information, and now we know. And then the manager's like, yeah, it just happened. Now I have inside information. Now I know the guy's actually motivated. Mm-hmm. Now we offer him like $350 on the deal. And he's like, no way. And then we slowly mention that we talked to somebody about the leak. Yeah. And the guy starts freaking out. He says, I got to talk to my realtor. I think we have to go report this to the board and actually talk about this. And it has to be in the listing, It's the right and ethical thing to do. The guy's like, starts freaking out because he knows he can't. And then lo and behold, we get it, I think, for more than a couple $100,000 off the listing price. And it was a smoking deal for us because the roof leak was like that for us. And the thing was, if you just look from a perspective, this is a terrible deal. But if you can get some inside information, figure out the real motivation, and actually give a lowball offer, he accepted way below that lowball offer. And I got the guy to pay all the closing costs. You know why?
That was it, yeah.
You know why? Because I kept following up. I kept asking questions. And guess what happened? Got some good. It was an amazing deal. The MLS is a funny and fickle game. But if you know how to do it the right way, you'll do well. And so how do you give offers? Let me tell you the first part. Stop comping before you offer. This is probably the biggest thing I can tell anybody watching this. Stop comping your properties before you give an offer. Okay, the listing price is 150. Let's do a comp here. Let's do the transgressional analysis. And you know who already did all the comps? The realtor. They already did all the comps.
Yeah.
And you're not going to go, and a lot of people think they can do this. I'm going to call the realtor up and I'm going to say, you're comped it wrong. It's actually worth a lot less. Realtor, you're stupid. You don't know anything. And I know more than you. How do you think that's going to go down? Realtors have the biggest egos in the world. First of all, they want to make a bunch of money. And so they want to list it for the most. And you telling them that they're wrong, it hurts their ego.
It ticks them off.
And so that's never, so you calling up a seller, a realtor, and saying that their comps are off and they don't know what they're doing and you're going to accept this offer because of this. If you have to show evidence to a realtor on an MLS deal why they're wrong to get a lower price, you're wholesaling on the MLS the wrong way. You have to deal with motivated sellers on a deal and a motivated realtor on a deal. And we're going to break down the motivated realtor part, but your realtor actually has to be motivated too. And so this is why when you have an MLS property that's been listed for 10 days, they're not motivated.
No, they think they're right. And guys, you have to understand, you have to get through the gatekeeper. And if you insult them right off the bat, you're done. My favorite is like, well, by law, you have to present this offer to your seller. Guys, I'm telling you, like they don't present them all the time. We deal with this all the time. So when you try that tactic, that's like saying, if you don't honor my request for the government list, I'm going to file a FOIA complaint on you. The realtor, same thing is how they give it to their client. You have no control. Like, yeah, I faxed it to the wrong number and missed it by a digit. Like the games are endless on it. So don't start off by insulting the realtor, because if you don't make the realtor happy, even if you have a good price, a lot of times they won't like pick you. It's crazy what goes on MLS.
It's nuts. So guys, stop comping. You have to just give the offer. Give the offer, right? Mm-hmm. If you give the offer and if they're motivated, they'll accept the offer. This is the opposite of wholesaling off market where you got to meet them and do all this.
Yeah.
You just got to give the offer, but you got to get a lot of them. So in wholesaling real estate, there are two options on the MLS to wholesale the right way. Two, there's a good one and a bad one. Let's break down the good one. The good one's what we call dual agency. That's option one to wholesale on the MLS.
Favorite.
And a dual agency is basically when the agent is the buyer's agent for you and the seller's agent. So the listing agent becomes your buyer's agent and they don't get 3% commission. They get 6% commission. And so the reason why you do this is because you kind of have both of them together. And what I mean by this is, so if a property is listed for $100,000, okay, let's get my calculator out. If it's listed for, let's say $100,000, all right. And basically if they list it and they get a seller, if the seller gets, an offer they like, let's say $100,000, they will get 3% commission, which is $3,000, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
But let's say I offered the seller $60,000 and they were my agent too. So they get 6% of the $60,000. 6% of the $60,000 is $3,600. They actually make $600 more from the realtor getting that $60,000 offer accepted than the 100% one.
But don't they have a fiduciary responsibility?
They don't, because they're realtors. And so the thing is, it's kind of an overpowered strategy, because
it's a commissionary responsibility.
Well, they have a fiduciary responsibility for me too, because of my buyer's agent. So it's really a weird thing. But what I could tell you is, if you just if your MLS offer is more than 50% of the listing price, the realtor would make more money with your offer. And that's kind of weird to say, but it's true.
It's true.
So if your offer is more than 50% of the listing price, they will actually have an incentive to go with your offer than without it. And this is why dual agency is really powerful. Oh. But it is illegal in a decent amount of states. So let me tell you the states that dual agency is illegal in. It's illegal in Alaska, Colorado, my home state of Florida, Kansas, Maryland, Texas, Wyoming, and Vermont. So really Texas and Florida are the big ones. I'll tell you though.
So who's it actually illegal for? Like the
listing
whole
agent.
brokerage, yeah.
Listing agent.
So it doesn't mean you can't try it. Because
yeah,
I'm just telling you, I've done them before, but like
yeah,
you're not on the hook as the buyer if they want to do dual agency. The liability becomes on the realtor and their broker. So if they say I can't do that, just go, okay, I get it. But
I would avoid it personally. It's not worth it. And then there's other things you shouldn't do with realtors, but I'll tell you that's the issue, right? And that's just a way when you give the offer, you just let the realtor know that this is for dual agency. You're going to make double the commissions, double the commish. That's why it's 60%, but you're going to make 10% more than if you just list it regularly. And guess what happens? The listing agent is going to try to convince the seller to go with your offer.
Especially if a property is problematic. It's not, it's been on the market for 2 or 3 months. There's no more offers coming in. That is the sweet spot for MLS wholesaling. Honestly, that's it.
And so the question is like, how do I actually find these MLS properties, right? Just go to realtor.com, Zillow for free. Like those services really have all the MLS properties pretty much. Caldwell Banker is good too. And then you can just do like PropStream or ListRia.com, ZachData.com to find the MLS properties if you want to get like more data on that. But really that's pretty much it. And then option 2, if you're in a state that doesn't have dual agency, I'll tell you, dual agency should be everyone's top priority if you're not in any of those states. Yeah, straight up, every offer has to be like that. There's no which way around that. It has to be like that. On top of that too, you know what we call the spray and pray method, which I know is I don't know, it's a bad term, but it's throw in the kitchen sink method, whatever you want to call it. But you are just going to throw everything out and see what lands. Okay, like that is basically it. You're going to throw everything out and just see what happens. And unfortunately, it's rough. It's not accurate the way you do it, but one of them is going to hit. And that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to do. You're hitting the lottery, right? But you do a lot of offers. And these are when you do a lot of offers. Okay. Like this isn't, we made 2 offers today. No. We are making hundreds of offers a day. And it's really not a lot of people think making 100 offers on the MLS is like this insane thing. It's really not. If you follow the strategy we have, you can pretty much auto email them.
Because you're not going into deep comping and like you kind of automate it. So remember when I talked about doing the machine? This is the machine method. You have to, like most realtors, when you make a bid on an on-market property, people spend hours putting these things together. Guys, you're auto spitting it out.
You can have a VA do it.
You're hunting for signs of a motivated property, motivated realtor, motivated seller. And this is how you do it. This is part of the hunting method.
Yeah, you can have a VA, create the offers for you if you give them the properties.
Full disclosure, realtors, a lot of them hate this. They hate it. And that's what a lot of you guys are like, wait a minute. It's not, it takes a lot of consistency and a lot of quantity.
Yeah.
Sound familiar? That's what we do in off-market properties too, though.
And so a big one too is like, what if the agent asks for a wholesaler, right? Like, guys, it's none of the agent's business if you're wholesaling or not. And really, it's maybe I'm going to buy it for cash, and maybe down the line I might want to wholesale it. A couple days after the inspection. It's none of their business.
I just let them know. You just let them know you're a cash buyer, because if you do that up front, they're going to judge a book by its cover, and you won't even get through the front door.
Literally look at it like this. Zach, what color is your underwear? If a realtor asks me that, I'm like, it's none of your business. It's none of my business. It's none of your business what color my underwear is today. Like,
I wouldn't say it like that. I'd say,
but that's what they do.
I'm a cash buyer.
I'm a cash buyer. What does the color of my underwear have to do with me buying your property right now? Like,
they're trying to find evil people.
They're trying to find it. They go, I know what's going on. It's so funny. But guys, so the question is, how many offers do I submit, right? So I say, do an offer a day keeps the guru away. I've always said that, and I love saying that, because if you give a legit offer to an off-market seller every single day, you're going to do very well. Now, one off-market property with a legit motivated sale, like in an in-person appointment, is so much different than doing these MLS offers. Because remember, these off-market offers are warm leads. They're warm offers. Like they're hot leads, but these are cold offers, right? Like they're cold.
Ice cold.
Ice cold. And so,
like your coffee. So
how many offers to submit? I'll tell you the truth. You ain't going to like it. I would submit at least 100 offers a day via email. You're not cold calling them. You just email them. You cold email them. That's how a lot of these courses talk about. And honestly, as somebody that does a lot of flips and lists properties on the MLS, I know who these people are. And here's the thing, they've been doing them for years. Like before I started wholesaling, there's about 4 or 5 wholesalers in Port St. Lucie that do this and they teach courses on it. They've been doing it for longer than I've been wholesaling. Pretty much since you started, they've been doing this thing
it's just a numbers game. But like, I know them when they come in, like, okay, I don't agree with some of the strategies that people do, because like making an offer on the first day a property goes on the market for like 50 cents on the dollar is a terrible strategy. Like you're going to have to do 5,000 offers a day. And I don't think there's that many properties in most markets to be able to sustain that.
I'll tell you that. And so I think a lot of wholesalers right now, it kind of scares them a lot, but I'm telling you, it's not that bad. I tell you, 100 ain't bad. You know how to do it through the email, send the emails. But the one thing you are going to get a lot of callbacks, and most of them are going to be angry. Yeah. Very, how dare you? Hey, you're not motivated. No big deal, right?
And you treat it the same way on off-market deals. Like you don't take it personal, water off a duck's back, just like move on. But like realtors get, if you think regular sellers are like sensitive, you're going to go to a whole new level with realtors. I'm going to report you for what? Making an offer?
Yeah, that's what
like
they do
all day long. So honestly, the colder you are in the beginning, because remember, you're just hunting. Like you're spraying contracts out there. You just find someone that wants to work with you.
You know, it's a lot. I think, I don't know in Florida, but for most states, if you present an offer, you have to present that offer to the seller.
Yeah, but
I have realtors say, I'm not even going to present this offer.
They do it all the time. Yeah.
And I would love, every single time I heard that, I'm going to start reporting people for doing that. And so a lot of people have issues when they go and try to like give a legit lowball offer, and the realtor won't give it to the seller. And the seller will take it, but the realtor wants to control everything. So you need a motivated realtor on top of that. So the motivated realtor is what we call the second part. So these are not cold offers. These are not like they just listed it today, I'm going to offer right now. These offers have to be, they have to be simmering, like I'm going to get you hungry, but like a nice thing of ribs that have been dry aging overnight, marinating. Like these deals have to marinate. It's like ribs.
Yeah.
And right. Have you ever ribs that marinated for like a couple days versus ones that were slow cooked for a day versus ones that were just popped in the microwave? These deals, they have to be simmering. It's like those bourbons that have been sitting in a barrel for 8 years. They have to age. They have to mature.
Yeah. So the strategy where like people teach this stuff out there, making offers to property that just went on the market the first day for like significant discounts, in my opinion, is literally a waste of your time. Unless it's a massive like rehab type of property, you're wasting your time. Think about it. What did I tell you in the beginning of this video? When people put properties on the market, just like when we put our wholesale deals on the market through our cash buyers, people are brutal. Like they don't care if they hurt your feelings. They just say, look, hey, this is what it is. So when it sits, in my opinion, after a property sits on the market 2 months, after about 30 to 45 days, most realtor goes, there's something wrong with that property. I'm not even going to waste my time. Or they think the seller or a combination of the seller and the realtor are completely unreasonable. Let's move on to people that want to work with us. So all the activity dies down. All of a sudden they're not getting offers. Guess what the realtor's thinking?
What?
Crap, I better get an offer or I'm going to lose this listing. And then that's where some of the motivation happens. Now, we're going to walk through the rest of this presentation because there's a lot of chips that still have to line up in your favor. But do not make offers on properties right fresh on the market. It's typically a waste of time, in my opinion. Once they simmer and they like the market's brutal with them and they get some negative comments, and then the realtor's like, man, I better find a buyer or I'm going to lose this listing. That's where your timing can be incredibly important. And that's what I'm telling you. If you had to do properties fresh on the market in 30 days, you would have to, I don't know, you'd have to 5 times your offers. And honestly, you're going to lose credibility because it doesn't make sense to make an offer for a deep discount on the first day on the market. They took it to market wide to try to get top dollar. And that's what you have to understand. So stop making offers to properties that just went on the market because there is zero motivation unless you have some sort of inside track or you have inside information, which not really about MLS in the beginning.
These leads have to simmer. And so if you give offers like that, there's plenty. And the reason why I say 75 is because most listing agreements are for 90 and 120 days, right?
Well, it just depends on what your state is.
It depends on the states.
Like a lot of realtors try to get everyone to sign a 6-month or a 12-month contract. Why? If I'm a realtor, that's what I want people to sign
6 months
because
is
it
insane.
obligates them. But honestly, the reality is after 90 days, most realtors are getting fired if there's really no offers on the property.
And so 75 days, they're like, oh, shoot. Guess what? Realtors only care about one thing. I've always said it. They always care about money. Always. Oh, they only care about money.
They care about people. I mean, it's
most of it is money is their number one thing.
There's some good realtors out there.
There's some, but I'm talking for most realtors, money's their motivator for a lot of things. And so if I give them an offer that makes the seller happy, they don't care. They want the money. It's all about the money with them. And not all of them, but for a good majority, yes. And so when they know that they might get fired in 15 days, I'm going to take that 60 grand offer because that's 100% of the 60 grand commission versus 0% of the big listing price. And now money's important. They're going to take my lowball offer because it's at least something versus nothing because they know they're going to get fired.
Yeah, and it gives you a little bit more leverage because once they start playing ball with you and they know they want to move it, it just comes down to the price that's going to work for both parties, just like we do on an off-market property. But in the beginning, you got to get out the gate. You got to do the cold offers. You got to have a high volume. You got to have consistency. And then you got to get ones that are somewhat aged on it. So there's always the debate between 60 or 90 days. It's, you can set the parameter. 75 is typically a sweet spot because it gets old going back to, there's nothing worse than a realtor when their seller calls us, hey, we got any offers? What's the activity? It's like, well, we had some clicks on the internet. I think any day we're going to get an offer. And then boom, Zach sends an offer, go, I got an offer. And you guys, have you ever met, I've had realtors who say, I got an offer. I'm like, when they say that, it's not good.
Yeah.
Because usually when it's a great offer, hey, I got a full price offer. I got this done in a week for you. Hey, Rick, I got an offer. I'm like, can we meet? That means you're probably going to hang up the phone if I tell you what it is. So let me come in there and work it. Now, this is the art of a realtor. Their job is to try to get the deal done so they get paid. Very rarely when they list a property for full price, I don't know what the percentage of listings they get actual hit full price, but the reality is they put the price on that makes the seller happy. And then they have a coming to Jesus meeting with them. And then, so they put it on 100, they get 80 or 85. They're like, hey, look, we all win. And you guys see this over and over again. And honestly, that's the sales part of a realtor because their job is to try to close the gap to get the deal done. Remember, they want to get the seller to list the property and then they want to get the best offer. And sometimes when they get no offers because the property's challenged or the property itself is motivated, their job is to try to bridge the gap. The last thing a realtor wants to do is list a property and not sell it in the end. And honestly, that's where us as wholesalers, AKA cash buyers, come in to kind of save the day. But you have to keep going through this progression because you have to remember, you guys are looking for motivated sellers and motivated realtors on MLS, and you have to play the game on that side. We play a completely different game on the off market, and to me, it's much easier to deal directly with the person that owns the property. So remember, the realtor, whatever you do, is they got to go back to the seller because they will never, ever, I repeat, ever let you talk to the seller.
I don't know.
Because they're scared you're going to get cut out or you're going to screw it up. So even though you probably do a better job, don't yell at me if you're a realtor on it. But when these types of properties hit the MLS, you have to get the commitment of your realtor. And this is how you play the game.
Exactly. And then how much do I offer? Guys, those cold offers have to be at minimum, minimum, not max, not MA. They have to be at least 25% off of the listing price or below that. So just multiply that offer by at least 75%. Guys, there's what we call the cash buyer FOMO. It is a real thing. When I go to a cash buyer, and let's say the deal's listed for 100 and I try to sell to him for 90, he's going to say, I could probably offer that and get that. Like the fear of missing out, I could have gotten the deal. Why am I going to pay extra, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? They're going to get very upset over you. The reason why cash buyers pay us, and I want everyone to understand this is wholesaling in general. The reason why a cash buyer gives us an assignment fee, a finder's fee, that's 15, 20, 30 grand, it's because we gave them a service that they can't do themselves. A cash buyer can't negotiate a deal, lock it up, submit 100 offers to get really good discounts on deals. They don't do that. That's why we get paid. Now, if we try to get 2 or 3 grand off the listing price and try to give it to them, and it's a grand off the listing price. It's like, why would I pay for that, right?
They do it themselves.
It's like I always see this. It's the people that charge all this money for things at restaurants. I was at a Italian restaurant the other day. Guess how much they charged me for a side of vegetables? $16. This big. $16.
It's a new economy.
And I was like, I could go and do it, like, for a piece of pizza for $20 for a full thing of pizza. I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
But for like stupid little thing of broccoli on the side that I can microwave, that's like, I knew it cost $2. I'm like, I'm not paying $16 for it, but I had to pay. But I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, it's like, you have to provide value in the marketplace. There's things that I'll easily pay for all day. I'll pay for gas. I ain't going to go to oil country in Texas and go mine gas myself. But like 2 or 3 grand off a listing price is terrible. So they have to be at least 25% off the listing price.
I agree.
The FOMO happens all the time because I get people sending me deals on the MLS that I'm the cash buyer for. I'm like, no, that's not good. But there's some guys out here that will get 30, 40% off the listing price. I'm like, I don't think I could do that.
Guys, understand, like, they're not going to take it off MLS. You're not going to be able to remove the history. It's stuck. So you always, this is the part nobody will tell you on a course.
Yeah.
You're only broken the news afterwards. Go, oh, well, yeah, it is what it is. So remember, that price is permanent in the MLS. And when you go to sell it, your cash buyers are going to see it, and they're going to make an instant judgment if you have a deal or not. And if it's 1,000 or 2,000, you're literally wasting your time.
And if you go to your cash buyer and say, I know I locked up for 90 and the listing price is 100, but I did the comps and it's worth 350.
Yeah.
They're wrong. It don't work like that. Okay. I'm just telling you, it's crazy. And so next person, how do I negotiate the deal? The best way for you to actually go out here and negotiate the deal is by not negotiating. Let me say it one more time. How do you negotiate an MLS deal? You don't negotiate. This is my offer. Take it or leave it, right? Unless it's an insane 50% off, like, there's no negotiating with these realtors, because the realtors, once you give a little bit, they're going to try to take everything.
Yeah. So they're going to try to work you up. And that's the problem. Is like, you don't have a lot of room to work up. You got to seek and hunt for the motivation. And honestly, if the listing's getting stale and it's sitting and there's problems with the property, hopefully you're the only solution. And that's really what you're looking for the best deals on MLS. If you think you can go out and get 80, 90% acceptance rates on MLS, like, which is what a lot of people promote, it's dreamland.
Go for the no.
It's the twilight zone. So we're doing the go for no. It's a much softer approach, because I got to get through realtors' delicate feelings, because they get very, very sensitive with their listings. And like, so we teach you the art of detachment. You really got to subscribe to it on this, because it is purely a numbers game and a consistency piece. And if you want to start doing that dance and working your way up, by the way, you can go up anytime you want in the price. Find out where it stops before you even start negotiating by not negotiating these deals.
Yeah, exactly. And so when I do the EMD, here's the thing about realtors and EMD. They're going to want 1-2%, and there's no which way off of that. I'm telling you the truth.
It's like set in stone, man.
And they want it. And so the best thing to do is just submit the EMD after the inspection period and have the cash buyers funds on there. There's like bridge loan guys out here I see on Facebook groups like, oh, I'll give you, what is it? I'll give you the $2,000 for your EMD, but I want 40% of the assignment fee. It's like, I get there's people out here that are offering to do your EMD for you, but they want like half your assignment fee.
It's like loan shark money. It's pretty rough.
It's loan shark money.
Guys,
like,
listen, you can be listen, if you want to play this game, remember I said there's a different set of rules, and you have to know what the rules are going into it. So many people providing courses for this, they don't tell you about some of the rules on this, because it sounds easy and sexy, and you got to understand going into this. You're not going to get around to it. So the strategy is, you can provide the EMD after the inspection, but it's a very short dance, and you got to figure out how to play the game correctly.
Yeah. And, just submit the EMD. And here's the thing too. This is a very important part, but you have to control the contract and you have to control the title company. If you do not control those things, you are not in control of the deal. And it's like driving a car. You have to control, whoever has the wheel controls it. Wherever the car goes, it's depending on where the wheel goes, right? And so the truth is, if you're not using your contract, and if you're not using your title company, you're screwed. Wholesaling real estate works with the right title company. I'll tell you that over 90% of title companies will not work for wholesaling real estate. Is it because wholesaling is legal? No, they do not like working with it and they're not used to it.
They're just not comfortable with it.
They're not comfortable with it.
Transaction.
And so it's not their typical transaction. So they think it's weird or illegal because it's not in the mold of society that they're used to for real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And so they think it's unacceptable, right? If you're not in the confines of this thing, you are terrible, right? And you just got to find you got to use a good wholesaling friendly title company, and you have to control the deal. And this is why you have to have a motivated realtor and a motivated seller. A motivated realtor they'll give that as a concession, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll concede the contract, they'll concede the title company because they just are going to get this thing done. When you have an unmotivated seller and an unmotivated unmotivated realtor, they're going to be like, we have to use my title company because I get a 10% kickback. Like, no.
Well, a lot of realtors are like, well, my friend runs that title company and we have to use. I'm like, you guys, I'm just telling you, you're going to have a nightmare if you use their title company. So you have to maintain control. And this is the game on MLS. You have to go through these progressions because if you give up that control to overcome an objection or to get the deal signed, you're going to have a nightmare at the end. You're not going to be able to sign it. They're going to discourage it. And they're going to go so above and beyond disclosures. Even if they agree to do it, it'll probably scare your cash buyer away and kill the deal. So I'm just telling you, do not break from this because it's going to be real problematic for you.
Exactly. So how do you close the deal? It's pretty simple. You use your contract, you use your title company, you use your realtor, and use that realtor, and hopefully they're your realtor too on this, and you work it, right? How do I close it? You get the contract signed, and then you address the realtor. Say, hey, up front, that my partner is going to need to see the property, and that's going to be our official inspection. My partner has to go by and see it. They'll give you all the talk. No. They have to go see it. We have to see if this is something legit or not for us to do. Hey, my partner, he's old school. I know I went by the hotbed. He's old school. He has to go see it.
Yeah.
He's got his belt buckle. He's got his BlackBerry phone. He's an old school guy. He's got to go see it. He says he has to touch it, feel it, smell it, taste it. He's crazy old school. And because it's irrational sometimes for a bunch of walkthroughs. But if you say the guy's old school, people are like, he's just old. You can't argue with it, right?
Yeah. So keep in mind, most realtors are used to a traditional inspector coming in. They all try to refer the inspectors. By the way, they get big kickbacks on this all the time.
All that.
And then the other one that's funny that comes in, a lot of times they get like the father that comes in. So like, if your daughter's buying a house,
it's the worst one.
And it's the worst one.
He's screwing you.
Like, it's kind of funny. So they get a little freaked out when they don't see the traditional people coming. And honestly, once you have the contract, you just follow the terms of the contract. And that's how it goes. They're just in charge of the seller. So you got to play by the MLS rules is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, you play by the rules, but you got to do it the right way. So that's how you do it. The keys to success here, and I will say it one last time. This is very important, but it's offers, offers, offers. Let me say it one more time. The key to success here is offers. You have to make a large volume of offers. For MLS wholesaling is the same thing as off market to one point. Your offers is your marketing, and your offers are your offers.
Mm-hmm.
And so your marketing, so in off market, we do marketing and then we do offers, right? MLS, we just do offers, but our offers are marketing too. So how do I get a lot of good wholesaling deals off market? I do a lot of marketing, right?
Yep.
How do I do a lot of deals on the MLS? I do a stupid amount of offers. So offers is your marketing on MLS, and that is the key to success, right? There's no which way around. It's a grind. You got to do it. I'm telling you,
guys, this isn't complicated. It's definitely not a course because every realtor is so different. If I had to give you a script to say exactly what to the realtor, it would be endless. You're seeking the same type of seller just through MLS, and because there's a bigger volume of listings through the MLS. You have to play the numbers game. You are not going to be able to hand pick them. You're going to have to run through it. It's kind of like mass cold calling when you guys get on and do your multi-dialer. It's the same effect. And it's just, listen, it's easier up front. It's brutal on the back end. And I've already told you off mark, it's brutal up front, but it's super easy on the back end. You just have to pick which one you want to do. The key is here, if you think MLS is a shortcut to wholesaling, it's not. In my opinion, it's the exact opposite. But I do use MLS. It's not my favorite strategy, but I do it. But like, I know a lot of realtors. I rather network with the realtors. One of my favorite way is to teach a realtor before you list these type of properties, give me a shot to make an offer on it. But this strategy is for realtors you have no relationship at all with. And that's why you're doing a volume game. And he's right. A lot of offers and extremely consistent. Treat it like a conveyor belt, and you're hunting for motivated sellers and motivated realtors, because it takes like a team effort to get these things done. So
exactly. So guys, that is how you wholesale houses on the MLS. It was a lot of info we just gave, but I think it's 100% what you guys need to know. And so if you're looking to do it, this is it. That is what it is. And that is what it overall is, my entire MLS wholesaling course. And I think it's the top MLS wholesaling video on the internet now. So it's pretty cool.